Hey everyone, Michael Workman here with this week's Christmas edition of Resin Market Moves powered by the ResinSmart team. Merry Christmas to everybody. Have a great holiday season. Let's get into it and start with polyethylene. Producers continue to push December and January increases, some as high as 5 to 7 cents, but the fundamentals still aren't supportive of these moves. The November data showed a small inventory build and higher operating rates, but sales actually declined in the month, which was interesting to see. That tells us demand hasn't recovered in a meaningful way in the polyethylene end markets. Yes, there are supply side factors to watch with Dow's Freeport plant having some downtime, Shell, a Monica turnaround, but those are manageable, not market tightening events. Main takeaway is still a market where you should resist year-end increases, use spot availability in December, and push hard for better baseline positioning for your 2026 contracts. In polypropylene, we did see both PGP and the polymer indices roll flat over the weekend. It's one of the most important markets to watch heading into 2026. Polypropylene prices are down sharply from earlier in the year. November saw inventories build while demand dropped again. That's why this still feels like the bottom of the cycle. Polypropylene is also where the risk shows up first next year with PDH reliability. Those on purpose feedstocks are going to be going offline in quarter 1. And then with the winter weather in our great state of Texas here is always an adventure in the cold. Leverage is still on your side today in polypropylene, but that's even more so in the spot and short-term contracts, but it's not a market to ignore. Keep your eyes on it, and we'll be helping you do so. Polystyrene continues to see feedstock noise, particularly from benzene. Producers are attempting December increases tied to that cost pressure, but the overall demand picture is so soft, operating rates are so low, and inventories are sufficient. We don't really see a lot of momentum for price because the market is so soft due to demand not being there. PVC remains one of the most structurally weak resin markets as we head into the new year. Inventory draws, even with that we saw last month, demand is down, particularly in housing and construction. It's just not that season. A global overcapacity continues to weigh on the PVC market. Expect opportunities for concessions, flexibility, and spot discounts early next year. In the engineered resins, crossed ABS, polycarbonate, and both nylon 6 and 6,6, the story is fairly consistent again, and it's not in a bullish way. Demand remains soft in automotive, consumer durables, and retail. There's inventory of these engineered pellets everywhere. Feedstocks are a little bit mixed, but for the most part, nothing that is going to move the needle in an upward manner. We may see some selective volatility early next year tied to feedstocks, but it's not setting up for a broad-based upcycle just quite yet. So plan for noise, not inflation there as we move into next year. Lastly, PET remains balanced to soft with healthy inventories and seasonal demand slowdown. The tariffs continue to be what we're keeping our eye on here, but the fundamentals still favor the buyers so solidly that you'll have opportunities on spot deals and the price should stay the same. So when you put it all together, the macro level economy, fundamentals of the resin, the feedstocks, and what we're seeing just in the market, the message is clear. Next year is going to reward those buyers who plan deliberately and benchmark aggressively and resist reactive decisions. It's not about timing the perfect bottom. It's about understanding where you stand today and knowing where the market is going to go from there and entering negotiations with data instead of narratives. The biggest risk for buyers, quite frankly, next year isn't paying a few 2 cents more in January. It's letting non-market margin creep back into contracts because leverage shifted and we weren't paying attention. That's why we built ResinSmart, to give buyers that clarity before the market turns, not after. Thanks for watching this week's episode, Resin Market Moves. And again, Merry Christmas. Have a happy holiday season with your family and friends, and we will see you next week. Thanks.